What's up, everyone? Going on to our part 3 video of our breakdown walk cycle, okay? A lot of cool stuff happening in these videos, and so, it's really fun, really getting down and dirty with these walk cycles because animators really need to know how to do walk cycles. And honestly, walk cycles kind of set the stage for so many other, like, keeping in mind so many other body mechanics. So, let's go ahead and jump in on our part 3 of our walk cycle, okay? Before we go any further, guys, I just want to take a moment to recognize Roman Jeffrey. This guy is a beast. He works at a TV studio, okay? And so he knows how to make rigs. You've seen his rigs, right? I've seen him before online. He's got this free ninja rig. He's got the Sazula rig. She's awesome. She's free. They're only 24 bucks, so they're like feature quality rigs, or like at least TV quality rigs, right? Which are pretty robust. The cool thing is this girl, the skateboard character we're going through in this series is right here on his website. She's a great model. She's got great stuff happening with her, and it's only 24 bucks. If you look at her, all of his rigs, they're $24, which is a steal for a fantastic rig. Or you can buy the entire pack of all these guys for 144 bucks. Well, these dinosaurs are great. I've looked at them. They're awesome. And I'm actually going to be doing some tutorials with these dinosaurs and doing some facial acting with them. So hop on over to builtbycolossus.com and go check out his rigs. The other really cool reason why you should go to the builtbycolossus.com website and buy the RoboGirl rig is because you'll get an extra 15% off with code Gogan at RoboGirl. Okay, that's Gogan_RoboGirl. Apply that coupon at checkout and you'll receive an extra 15% off. Thanks, guys. You rock. Happy animating. All right, so on our end of our last video, we kind of like did our like chest movement, okay, and kind of really got that going, and it made it feel so much better. I won't be going full polish, okay. That's kind of like in the zen kind of thing. The animators kind of like get in the zen, and it's really hard to explain polish, okay. So next thing I really think about, we're going to expand on the chest a little bit more, and really on that down pose, okay? So on the down pose is where a lot of stuff happens. The weight of the animation happens on the down pose, okay? When the down pose is happening, right? Because that's where the character, like, you really get the sense of weight with the character is when the character has planted their foot and then goes on the down pose. You need to hold, just like all the other, like with the hips, just like the chest, you need to hold up in the air on that down pose. And you can't just like go like this, okay, in your animations. And we kind of covered that in one of the other videos. But you can't just like linearly just like leave your up and down, so it's just like linearly going like this. There's weight to the body, okay? And that down pose is really where you kind of set the stage for like how you show that weight. On the down pose, that's where the shoulders are going to bounce. That's where the hips are going to kind of bounce. That's where the head is going to bounce. That's where like you're really getting the heaviness of the character. And like a super fat character, you're going to, like, that down pose is going to be like boom, right? Because they're catching their weight. There's a lot of weight to catch, right? And so like that, your down pose is really where you're really gonna like emphasize like this character is a living being inside of this world. Okay, so let's go ahead and finagle it and like just kind of mess with it. Okay, and it may be that our down pose is okay. It's feeling like a little dramatic to me, and not quite. It's close. It's close. It's not quite there. So let's go and experiment, and we might end up with the same spot. But I just kind of want to see what happens. You want to hold that down pose as long as you can, okay? Because that down pose, like, if you think about it, like, what I mean by is you don't want the body going down, and, like, you want to hold that down pose as long as you possibly can. And the reason I say that is because the body can't start going down to catch itself until that foot is planted, okay? Or until there's the contact there, until it's contacting the ground or going into contact the ground. Okay, right now we aren't quite contacting the ground yet, so let's go ahead and just like pull that down just a little bit more to get that closer to the ground to contact the ground. Okay, boom, boom, and that's where we contact. Okay, foot's not sliding still, which is good. We're in a good state there. Okay, this is where the foot contacts the ground. And that is where the body can start going on that down, because now there's something to catch the body, okay? And so with that, we're going to go ahead and maybe grab this. Let's grab this one first since it's more clear on the graph editor what we're going to be doing. I already pulled it up, and so if we look at this here, when I pulled it up, it added a bit more weight to her. Maybe we can pull this up, this and this up like this, and then drag this behind so that there is more of a down pose, because when the foot plants and it's coming down, like it hits down right here on the down pose. Maybe we want her to still remain down and then she comes back up. Okay? Like that. It's a subtle change, but you want to make sure you make those changes in your graph editor, because if you don't and you just kind of leave it like this, where the down is like really linear, get rid of all those, and it's like this, like you see how like big of a difference that makes. And maybe I shouldn't be quite that. It's not gonna be okay. I did that wrong. Let's. I'm trying to emphasize this more. This pose and this pose is what we will get rid of. Okay. You can see like the difference of weight when I got rid of those. Like she's still going up and down. There's still a down pose and an up pose, but you can see that it's like really soft and like there's no like actual weight to her. And that's because she's just like floating up and down, okay? You need to have those down and up poses. And I think that small minor change really went a long way. Let's go back up to the chest here. And I'm sorry if it's all over the place here in the part 3, and maybe if there's a part 4, I apologize. Like it's like just a feeling kind of thing, right? And we're getting not like full polish or anything right now, but the basics of our walk cycle are there. And so, like, we're getting into, like, kind of the nittier, grittier stuff of, like, the subtleties, okay? And so it's kind of hard to, like, walk through it step by step, because I kind of just, like, feel my way through it, right? And I might jump all over the place, okay? Because we've worked from the bottom, and now we're going up. And I don't work on the head at all until the very end, because like there's a lot of like on that down pose, you hit the down pose, and there's so many like things that happen in the down pose, and like so many of the things get determined with the head based on the rest of the animation that you did. Okay, so now as the body's going to go down, we want to bring the chest slightly upward on the as the body's going down. We want to have it come down, because she's hitting the ground and she's gonna bounce. Okay, in my Ball Rio tutorial, we did did the same thing with the squash and stretch on the top of the ball. The same kind of thing is applying here. Okay, like she's gonna go upward on when she's going down. Her body like you actually don't like your chest doesn't stretch upward on this much of a down, but it's kind of like a stylized thing, or kind of like it kind of emphasizes that down pose when you're hitting that down pose. Okay, so we're gonna pull the body up, maybe pull the chest up just a little bit, rotate it up just a little bit like this, okay, on the down pose. And then once you hit that down pose, and once the foot is planted, and it's now going to cause like a reaction to the rest of the body, and it's going to make it bounce and come down, okay, just like that. Do the same thing over here, 2 frames after, bounce down, okay? And we're gonna look at that now. Oh man, look at that. Oh, freaking A, man. It feels so good. Like it just like bounces, okay? And it feels so good. We're gonna rotate her down just a smidge, just a tiny bit. It's such a small change, but it makes the biggest difference, okay? Let's see here. Which one is it going to be? She's going down here. We're going to rotate up just a little bit and then rotate back down just like this, just a little bit. Oh, man. It feels so good, right? That's just like this like subtle bounce, okay, in the chest, okay? And again, if I'm going to change the chest, I need to make sure my hips are doing something, okay? The hips are you know, when you're going on the down pose, the hip pops there, okay? Maybe we can add just a little bit of, as it's going down, it's going to come up, okay? And then, boom. Bring it up just a little bit, and then down, boom. Hit that bounce. Make sure we've got some good stuff going on with the graph editor. It's the same stuff, okay? Hit the pose, hit the pose, hit the pose, okay? Oh man, look at that. Look at that. Like, it's like, oh man, it's like boom, boom, boom. And you have this like nice little like just bounce in there, okay? And that's like the really good, like the small things that just like push your animations to the next level. This is little things, right? And again, it goes on that video. It's like less is more. If we push that bounce any farther, like, dude, it looks terrible. Maybe that's like super terrible, okay? But like definitely, I think like this, you can feel that bounce in the hip still. And I want to leave it at that. Maybe I can exaggerate it, but just like it's these small things, and then like you want to not add, I don't know, because there's this thing where you can always pull back, right? I don't know, like it's an okay saying, I guess, but less is more in this instance, okay? So let's not just like go crazy and add too much, okay? Less is more, and if we want to add more later, we can. So now, what's attached to the chest? The shoulders are attached to the chest, okay? And then work our way out to the arms, okay? So now, the body's going down to hit that pose. What are our shoulders going to do? You got it right. They're going to go up. Just a little though. Less is more, okay? They're going to go up. And then once she hits, they're going to come down. Now, your chest is going to go down first. To get this nice fleshy feeling, again, there's that gross word, right? Get this nice bouncy feeling or fleshy feeling, you want to make sure that things are offset, okay? So your shoulders are going to offset from the chest. The chest is going to come down first, and then the shoulders are going to come down. And then you can bounce those shoulders back up after the chest does. So, boom. Oh, man. And I can feel it, okay? They're going to rotate up just a little bit. Make sure that our curves are looking accurate with each other. Okay, go to this. Look at that. Right there. Okay, and then we're going to go 3 frames after. We're going to set a keyframe there. Make sure that our rotation is working with us here. And we're going to bring that down, and we're going to match both of them. Now look at that graph. Oh, man. Okay, this is an instance where it is too much. You can see that bounce happening, and it's not matching the energy that the chest is giving. Let's pull out, okay? You can see that bounce happening. I don't want to see that happening. I want to feel it. So I'm going to grab the entire Z curve here on my Z, both shoulders, okay? I have both shoulders selected. I select Z over here, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that down just equally everywhere, okay? That bounce is still happening. It's a feeling thing. You got to really, you learn to feel your way through your animations, not see it. You don't want to see it. You want to feel it, okay? And so let's go ahead and exaggerate it. See what happens if we exaggerate it a ton. Maybe on that up, we can pull that up down, okay? Because the bounce on the shoulders is not feeling too bad. So let's go ahead and pull that like upward down. Okay. Just feeling my way through it. Kind of zoom in here just a bit. I can't decide. We'll say that it's good for now. Okay, we'll go ahead and call it good for now. Now, let's work our way out. Okay, let's work our way out from the shoulders, which is what we just did. And we go in, we hone in on these arms here. Okay, now you'll notice that there's something that a little bit different is going to happen with this arm. Okay, like this is a generic walk cycle, but this arm, it's a giant heavy robo arm. Okay, there's no way this darn thing is going to be swinging that much. I did it in my blocking just to get my blocking in there and get that like kind of working. And now I'm going to really kind of like hone in on that, like the weight of this giant heavy metal arm. Okay, we don't want to go too far with it. This right here is perfect. Okay, and so let's see, what is the Y here? And I want to delete these. I want to see what it looks like as it's just kind of going backwards and forwards. Okay. Also, pay attention to these as well. What is your what is your arm doing here as well? Get rid of all this. Okay. Now, let's overshoot this way. So the shoulders are doing the work, right? And then because it's a walk, the elbow and the, like, this upper arm, not the shoulder, the upper arm is going to follow after. Okay. Oh man, look how good that feels, right? That shoulder is leading that shoulder. The chest is leading the entire motion, but then the shoulder is following along with that. Quick, really want to apologize for the barking of my dog. Somebody walked in the house while I'm recording. Anyway, so that feels really good. The cool thing about the arms, you can do the same exact in the arms that you did the legs. You can copy and paste and do the whole offsetting thing, which is what we're gonna do. Okay. And then exaggerate that other arm because that other arm isn't as heavy as this arm. And then we're going to just kind of like push the curves just a little bit. Okay. So, something I want to say, you can't just like do whatever you want with the arms. And you can't just like, okay, now I'm doing this. I'm going to overlap the arms, you know. You need to be aware that you can't just like, okay, the arms are going to sway now in my walk cycle, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab the curve here on this end, and I'm just going to make it so it overlaps and it's coming after. Okay, you can't just do that, and the reason you can't just do that is because like there's that takes away all the weight. I mean, it'll look okay if you do it, but like it goes so much farther than that, okay? And so this is where like I really just like start building in my overlap. So as the arm is coming back, I'm gonna go ahead and do just this here like this. And then I'm gonna delete that mid frame here like this. Then after deleting that mid frame, I'm gonna see what it's doing, okay? And that feels pretty good to me. And I built in this overlap with the wrist. Okay, I want to go ahead and go ahead and get rid of that, or like kind of do some manual building on that. I'm going to delete this middle frame as well. Okay, I think that's working for now for the... See, I don't like how quickly this wrist is rotating upward with the skateboard, so I'm going to rotate it down, copy that over here. Let's make sure it's looping in the graph editor. Okay, we don't want this instance where it's coming into like a ease in, ease out kind of thing. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and pull it down because we don't want that wrist. That wrist is the skateboard. She's holding the skateboard and it's heavy. So we want to make it so like it maintains that heaviness. And less is more on the wrist. Okay, we have we can have a little bit of like overlap, but then we don't want to push that overlap too much. Okay. Okay, now that we did that, let's go ahead and do our whole thing where we copy and paste. We grab all of the shoulder. Okay, boom, boom, boom. In that order. We're going to copy. Then we're going to go like this. In that exact order. Paste. Now they're... Oops. I grabbed the wrong control. Then paste. Now they're doing the same thing, so we got to offset them. Let's go to copy. 64. Paste. Set a keyframe on 48. Get rid of all this. Set a keyframe on 16. Get rid of all this. Now go over here and then pull that down. Ah, now our arms are doing the same thing on both sides, and it's like, dang, that's looking good. Our walk cycle is coming along really nicely, okay? And it's looking really, really cool. Man, yeah, this is just feeling good. I'm just looking, this is like feeling really cool. right? And we're to a point that we could probably go in and now do the head, okay? Because we've gotten all of our like main major things that we want like going on in our walk cycle. Now it's just finessing and finagling it, okay? And it's getting it to like a point where we like really like it's feeling really good and getting into that polishy stage, but not like too far, okay? Just because like I could make like a million videos on polish. So let's go ahead and deep dive on like let's go on the head and like just kind of like noodle our way through this walk cycle. Since it's in a really good spot right now, let's now just go in and noodle our way through it. And if we go to like 64, yeah. Okay, so if we actually go to like, there's actually a cool thing you can do in Maya with this walking forward, and you can have an animation play infinitely, okay? And it's more than just like turning on infinity, right? Then you just go into view, infinite. It's more than just that. And we want to make sure that we grab and do that to all of our controls. So just go like this. Make sure we have all of our controls selected, and then we go to view, infinity, and then curves. Pre-infinite. Okay, so curves, pre-infinite, cycle and offset. Cycle with offset. And then we go to curves, post-infinite, cycle and offset. And the cool thing we can do is actually go to 64, like this, okay, and then double click, and that opens up our entire timeline. And once we do that, it will now show our character walking, oops. It will now show our character actually walking forward, and she's going to restart, but we can make our timeline as big as we want. But if we go like this, we'll see her walking forward in space, like as far as we want, and we can push this even farther, so we can go to let's see, 96 if we want to. Okay, make her walk even farther, so we can really see like how she's walking. Okay, like as she's continuously going, and this feels super good, right, guys? Like it feels awesome. Okay, so obviously, if we go to here and we look at her front view, we're gonna see, you know, as she's looping, her neck is doing something just a little bit weird. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I was like playing with it just a little bit to look at something, but I didn't pretty much take it much farther from here. But let's go ahead and get our neck working like we want it to. Okay. So let's go zoom in on here. I want to go back to 32 frames because we're just want to focus on just this one area, right, of our actual like beginning to end loop. Okay, we just want to focus on that. Okay, so right now she's got a little bit of a weird thing going on where she kind of goes this way and then she remains going this way. Okay, we don't want that. We want her to come back the other way. So she is leaning, she's kind of leading with her neck, right? Her neck is kind of following her chest, okay? Because it is attached to the chest right here, okay? And it's going to lead, but we don't want this like this, okay? We don't want it going like this, okay? From the head, from the chest, it's working with the chest, okay? It's not going to go like this with the head, okay? The head is going to counterbalance, okay, like this, and the neck is going to kind of lead in a way, okay? Have its own thing going on, and that's what it's doing. You'll notice that's what it's doing. And maybe that's just a little too much. Maybe it's coming back to this side just a little too fast. You noticed? So let's pull it over here. But if we real quick, we want to point out, like, it's not doing a really big, like, weird thing anymore that it was before. It still feels a little bit weird, but we fixed it, okay? Let's go back to what it was at, okay? Which was that. And now that's definitely better than that. And that's just getting rid of this keyframe, okay? But we still need to fix it, and I think it's because it's coming back to this side too quickly. Let's let's see what it looks like from the side. It looks like it's, you know, going forward and back like it should, okay? But it's really just going from it's coming back here to this, and maybe it's coming over this to this side too far. Let's see what it's at right here, okay? So if I press E and I look at what the Z rotation's doing, okay, it's at 3. Let's just set it at 3. Okay, let's see what it does on this side. It's we want it to go -3. Okay, -3. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, and then maybe see what this is at, and it should honestly be kind of in between There, so let's just zero it out, see what it's going to do when we zero it out, okay? It feels a little bit better, okay? It's feeling a little bit better, but we don't want it to feel a little bit better. We want it to feel balanced, okay? And right now it doesn't feel balanced because it's just, it's exerting more energy than the chest and also the hips. And we don't want that. We want it to exert equal amounts of energy because if it's exerting more energy than the chest and the hips, it's out of balance and it means it's doing a lot of work. More work than the body should naturally be giving it, okay, making it do. And so the human body's never going to do that to itself. It's going to naturally like balance itself out as it's walking. It's never going to like do more work than it should. And even if you have somebody that has like a limp or let's say MS or some kind of disability that they have, their body is still going to balance them out in a way that makes it so they can stay standing up. Okay, you notice old people, no offense to older people out there, but they kind of waddle. Okay, but when they waddle, their hips will still balance them out. They'll kind of do this kind of thing. And they'll kind of do like a waddle kind of thing. But the interesting thing is like their hip will come out this way while their body, their upper half, their bottom half will go like this while their upper half goes like this, and they're still kind of balancing themselves out. Okay, and the whole body's going to do that. So I noticed that in my curves here, it's not nice and smooth. Okay, it's not looping into itself. You've got this point of where if we go over here. Like, look at this gross nastiness. It's not smooth, okay? This is one of those instances, and I want to say this, you don't always want your curves to be completely smooth, okay? It doesn't mean that. In a walk cycle, it's a little bit different because, like, it's a continuous movement, okay? But in your other animations, like, there may be instances in your graph editor where it's necessary to have, like, a spike here, and then all of a sudden it has, like, a weird little dip and it's not just a smooth thing. You don't necessarily want to take those out, okay? But in this instance where it's a continuous walk cycle where the body's kind of doing its thing, it does need to be an infinite loop. And I think those other instances, it's definitely more in a cinematic kind of sense or like an acting shot where you have these like a peak or a big dip and then all of a sudden it'll go and your graph editor will be a little wavy. And that's okay for that shot, okay? Game loops are just a little bit different depending on the game loop, but especially walk cycles, you want them looping into each other nicely, okay? You want them playing with each other nicely. And so let's go ahead and loop that and see how that feels for us. Okay? The neck is still exerting just a little bit too much energy, and if we notice, like, this is at 3, this is at -3, so, like, they're even on both sides. It just needs to, and this is at 0, and this is at 0 on the Z, okay? Our forward and back feels good, but we just need to, like, noodle in and hone in our neck going on the Z, okay? Okay, let's see here. It still feels like it's going a little far over, and that might not be in my neck. Okay, that might not be in my neck. That might be in my chest. So let's go see what the chest is doing, okay? Because I don't want that right now. I don't want that, like, swaggery feel yet. And there's only a couple adjustments when we get to that point. There's only a couple adjustments that we're actually going to make. So let's see what the chest is doing on the Z here. And you'll notice, as it's coming to this side, that it's really coming far down, okay? And it flattens out here at the top. And you have an instance where there's not any movement right here. It comes up at the top and it flattens out. We don't want that. We want there to be movement in there. Otherwise, you're going to have this instance where it flattens out the movement and there's no movement in this area. But on this side, there is movement of the neck coming this way, of the chest coming this way, or this way, whatever it is, okay? So we want to fix that. We want to bring this curve down so it's equal. As it comes down into here, it's also going back up into the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this. Let's loop our animation here. So it's got a nice clean loop in there. And just for kicks and giggles, let's go ahead and get rid of this here. Okay, and see what that's doing for us. Okay, now we've now made it so our chest is kind of doing the same thing, but you'll now notice since I did that and I did it on purpose that the chest is just kind of like going like this. And it's now lost its weight. It's lost its sense of weight. Okay, so let's go ahead and step back on that. Okay, and we still do want the animation to loop. Okay, But here's an instance where like the body is going from one side and you're adding that weight. This is the reason this is happening is because we added that weight. Okay, and it's just like there's not hardly any movement in here on this side, and that's simply because there's not enough downward arc on there. You'll notice on this side, right, when we do our down pose and take our step, it's now just with our body taking that down step, and then boom, on that down pose, that is when we are going up into this area right here. Okay, well, we don't want that, and the reason we don't want that is because, we want that, but I'm saying, like, we want to make sure they match, because coming into this side, boom, we want it to come, and on this side as well, we want the same thing to occur. So we need to match, okay? It's just like we talked about before, where it matches coming up into here, and the same thing going down into here, okay? And it's much different than that. Okay, it's much different. There's a lot different arcs happening in the graph editor. So step back, pull this down a bit, maybe pull this, make sure that there is a downward arc coming into here like this. Okay, it looks like this one is a little bit more gradual. This one's kind of getting steeper, and that can have to do with just our tangents needing to be pulled down, just like this. Oh, we're doing two different tangents here. Make sure we have the same tangent. Okay, just like that. Okay. It's getting a little closer. She looks like she is like getting a little swagger to her left side, okay? A little bit less. Now it's going off to the right side, and let's pull it down a bit. Now it looks more even. And then we can go ahead and just pull that loose, like make that a little bit less. There we go. Now it's less, okay? Now we've got an instance where it's not so much like, but now the body and the neck is countering, okay? And the shoulders are still doing their thing. Let's go ahead and rotate and view here. Ah, okay, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. She's still doing her thing, okay? We want to make sure also that the neck is doing what we want it to do, going front to back, okay? The neck is going to kind of go like this as it is walking, okay? So of our up pose, we're going to have our neck coming like this, okay? We want to have this kind of a thing going on with the body as we're doing our contact pose, okay? This kind of like curve, this C. Okay, and then as it's going into the passing pose, it's going to have this kind of a C, okay, like this. So we want to, grab the neck here and emphasize that on the forward, okay, and then on the back, it's coming into this C. The forwards again is coming into that C. And again, you have to see how it feels. She feels like she's a turkey, right? Bobbing her head. And it feels really good. It feels better here than it does. Like, it feels good here because she's not coming back as much. Okay, so let's maybe not have her come back so much. Let's have her come back that much. And we can always look at our graph editor and see what our graph editor is doing. You'll notice that our curves are way more different on both sides. Again, it needs to be even for just a generic walk cycle, right? Sounds generic, sounds boring, right? But that's just what we're going for, okay? We're just going. So let's go on more, less is more. Let's go on the more subtle side instead of the more intense, exaggerated side, okay? Less is more in this instance, okay? Ah, there we go. That's beautiful, right? Now it's just like subtly going, okay? And maybe we can have it lead just a little bit, just a touch. So let's grab all of our curves here and then pull it up so now our peaks and valleys are coming before the keyframe, okay? Now let's see what that's doing. Ah, yeah, see? Now let's see what happened if we pulled it behind. And see, that feels a little more natural. It doesn't, okay? Does not feel as natural as this, okay? Now, let's go ahead and add that nice subtleties to the head, okay? And I want to work in this, like, where she's kind of holding still. So, again, down, the head is going to slightly come up, okay? And on that down pose, as it's going down, the head is going to slightly come up, and then when it hits the ground, boom, it's going to go down. Okay, as she contacts, it's going to, that weight is going to go boom and pull that head down, okay? So up, down. And it's going to give it a little bounce as well. So the head is going to come down like this and then come just a little bit more up like that, okay? And then we're going to do the same thing here. As the body's going down, the head's going to slightly go up and then boom, hit the ground, come back down, okay? Maybe that was a little too much. We can always test it out in our, if we notice here, our 24 is not, we've got 3 in between here, 2 in between here. It's different than here. We got 3 in between here, 2 in between here, 4 in between here. Okay? We need to fix that. And looks like these frames are off kilter a little bit. So let's go ahead and pull these frames forward. Okay? Let's see what our graph editor's doing. See if we've got even curves here. Coming up. Boom. And so it looks like as it comes up this way, and right here when it comes back up off of the bounce, it looks like it's the same amount, and we don't want that. We don't want the same bounce to happen as the front, okay? It's settling, it's tapering off of that bounce, okay? So we want it to taper off, just like that. We're going to pull this up too, make that even. It's going to taper off of that bounce, okay? Not so big. Maybe we can pull this one down as well. Oh, look at that. It looks so beautiful. And then let's see what else we can do here. I think that's pretty much, I don't know if these two are even. Let's go ahead and pull these up. They're pretty even. Let's go ahead and pull these up. They're pretty even. Maybe we can make it so this happens less. And maybe even this happens less, okay? Oh, yeah, okay. Now we're getting some nice little... I'm looking at it now. I don't like how much of this it has going on, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and make that a little less pronounced, okay? Let's go ahead and ease off of that on the chest as well, just a little bit. Okay, and then it also has to do with the head, okay? So we ease that off, and let's go ahead and go with the head now. Now, once we get to the head is going to kind of like drag behind just a little bit. It's not going to do this thing. It's going to drag behind just a little bit, okay? Don't want to exaggerate it too much. So just a little bit. And something we can do, we've already got those curves in there, okay? And it looks like it's going off of the weight of the hips, okay? So it's going, we need to bring it down here. Make sure that both sides of our match here. Clean loop, right? Let's go grab this. Go ahead and grab this. Pull that up like that. And go like this. Now, if we look over here, look. Here is matching here. Pretty much. Close. Maybe this needs to come down just a little bit. And now we can, look at that clean loop right there. Okay. Now, we can try something, okay? Because we notice that it's doing it. We have rotations, these kind of rotations, right? We have rotations on our Z, which if we pull up and down, we're going to see those rotations. Now we want to flip them, okay? Because right now it's just kind of like evenly going like this as she's doing this thing. It's kind of evenly going like this. We want to flip that. So let's try it. Experiment just a little bit. Let's experiment. Dare to, right? That feels so much better, right? Now she's not like you can't see her countering like this. She's kind of like, I don't know. It feels good. That's all I know. It feels good, right? And don't be afraid to experiment, right? Now, with that, okay, let's go ahead and pull this curve back to where it was. Let's go ahead and pull the entire curve over. Press S here. Press S here. Delete this one. Okay, and now let's see what that gives us. And what I did there, really, all I did was just made it so it's this curve right here is offset, and I just made a keyframe. I already have my clean loop, okay, and all I'm doing is pulling it down one and then pressing S and giving it a, and just keyframing that in, okay? And I didn't change anything. I just changed the offset. Oh man, look at that. She's kind of got this little bit of offset in her head now. Let's go ahead and pop that just a little bit. See what it does. Less is more, right? I don't like that. I like the subtlety that I'm getting from this. Okay? Maybe we can offset more. Let's go ahead and try it. Boom, boom. Offset a little bit more. Press S here. Press S here. Wait, okay, we offsetted it more now. Let's go ahead and select this. See what this is doing. Get rid of this over here. And we've still got our loop going on, okay? Maybe we can delete that extra keyframe. It's not doing anything for us. So let's go ahead and exaggerate this now. Experiment, guys. Don't be afraid. Now we've got a nice, even more offset. I'm kind of liking this, right? Maybe a little less. Let's back off of it just a smidge, okay? But I've still got this nice little, yeah. Let's see what it looks like from the side. Yeah, here we go. From the front, it doesn't look like her head's bobbing just enough. So let's go ahead and push that just a little bit. Even this, we can offset these curves a bit. Oops. Pull that here like that. Maybe exaggerate the whole curve just a little bit. I like that. Yeah. Because if you look, her head's coming up, boom, hits the ground. You can see that happening. Let's see what happens if we get rid of this little bounce back down. Get rid of that. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, she's walking, guys. She's walking. Oh, looks so awesome. Okay, now, everything's feeling pretty darn good, right? Everything's feeling pretty darn good. So now I want to go in and I want to clean up those legs. I really like what's going on with all of my stuff. Okay, actually, sorry. Let's push some things a little bit farther. Okay, let's push the hips just a little bit farther. See how much we can get away with here when it pops. Okay, comes down, plants, and then starts coming back. Let's see just how much we can get away with. Okay, it pops here. Let's pull that over a bit. See how much we can get away with. Push it. Let's push it. She's got them sassy hips, right? Let's push those hips just a little bit out. Let's see what it's going to give us. Okay, same thing to the other side. Push the hip as she comes down on it. Push that hip out just like that. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that. Let's go ahead and pop that rotation as well, like this a little bit more. And if we want to sweeten the deal just a little more, I mean, this is feeling good, right? Maybe just a smidge too much. So let's tone it down just a smidge. Okay, we can't see it on this side as much because of our arm here, but I really liking how this is feeling. Okay, so let's go ahead and have the body. I'm noticing it's kind of hitting hard. If we look, it's kind of like as it comes to this side, it kind of has a point like right here. If we want to zoom in here, okay, go like this. If we want to zoom in here and go like this, you'll notice that there's a point in the body. It like hits this line right here. If we draw a straight line right here, it hits a line where it just like, it's not continuously going over anymore. We want to try and get rid of that, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our main control here to the X, and we're just going to, as it comes over, boom, it hits that wall, and you can see it hit that wall right here. Look how flat that is, okay? And we didn't want to adjust that till now, okay? So don't worry about that. We've gotten our vanilla in, or like our main walk cycle. Now we're pushing some things to make it a little more sassy. We added the hips in there, right? Made it a bit more sassy. Okay, so now we're going in and we are just adding the flavor, a little bit more flavor to the walk cycle. Okay, and so there we go. Now she's kind of gradually going over. Maybe it's just a little too much. Pull it down. And when I'm like, okay, when I'm questioning something that I did, let's go ahead and zoom in on that arm. Make sure that it's doing what we, yep, it's continuously going over and back and forth, okay? But not so much where it's like an even, like, it's not an even thing like this. There's still a weight to it, right? You're holding this side here and then coming over when the hip pops, okay? So, whenever I think that I haven't done it enough, or like, I'm like, okay, how can I, like make sure that my decision was correct? Just go ahead and select both curves and then just hit that auto button. It'll flatten those back out. Okay, go to there. Now press Z and go back to where you were. Oh, it feels better. Okay, she's now easing in from side to side, okay? She's easing into this right here on this side. You can see it easing in right here and then coming back down. And then, boom, hits that. Comes back over to the other side. And it's feeling super good. I love the sassiness I put in the hips. Now, let's go ahead and give her chest just a little bit more rotation to her right side of her arm. Either because her arm is heavy or because, like, she's got swagger, right? She's like, yeah, I'm a badass, right? I'm awesome. I'm gonna, yeah. And so she's gonna just sway that way just a little bit more, okay? And since we already established, and look at this curve, it's kind of even, okay? It's kind of even, and this is the curve we want, right? So we're coming down here, and when she pops that hip and hits, we want to make it so she's, it holds here, okay? As she's going into that, it holds right here, and then she pops to this side, okay? And maybe it can overshoot. So bring this down here, just like that. It's going to overshoot, okay? Because we want one side to be like, yeah, okay, she's swaying more to one side than the other. Push that a little bit more. Let's push it a little bit more. Let's see what happens, okay? I like where it's headed. If I like where it's headed, then pushing it just a little bit farther is only going to push that idea more, okay? So let's pull that down. Boom. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot more. It's feeling really good. Now, we want to push it just a little bit more. As far as mood, personality goes, we can tip her to this side just a bit more. Just a little bit, okay? To show that there is weight on that right arm. A little bit farther. Ah, yeah, look at that. It's such a big difference, okay? Maybe that's a little too much. I don't like it. Like, the idea behind this, like, the backstory behind this girl is, like, she's had this for a while, right? She's skateboarded with it. You know, nobody just gets off with a bionic arm and leg and just, like, starts hitting the tricks, right? So, she knows what she's doing with it, but it's still heavier, right? Yeah, okay. And I'll probably, once we're done with this video series of walk cycle, there will definitely be videos that I want to do of like polishing, okay? Like we'll go and like finite polish this thing, okay? Make it really pop and shine. Further than we're gonna go with this. Okay. Let's go ahead and take this arm here. You'll notice as we are, it kind of stops, right? Like if we zoom in here on her hand, as it comes over to the side, it has this really like hard hit, and it stays in that. Okay, we want to overshoot that. So let's make sure it's our curve that we want. Okay, I still wiggle the curves. Like I just do like I said before, I have too ADHD to like realize I don't need to do that, but plenty of animators still do it to this day after years of working in the industry. And I'm like, is this the right curve? Yeah, it's the right curve. I swear I get rigs where it's like not the right curve, and it's like, what? And so it keeps me on. It keeps me on point, you know. Okay, pull this down. We want this to be a smooth transition back into here. Okay. There we go. Ah. Okay, now it's looking, yeah, here we go. Look at that. It's looking awesome. once I get down to the hands like this, they're pretty stiff, right? Once I get down to the hands, I kind of build that in myself. Okay, so she's coming down here, off, coming back forward. She's starting to come forward again. So I'm just gonna build that in myself. She's coming, she's hitting that, she's popping that hip, so it's gonna, and at this point it's honestly just off of feel. Okay, it's gonna straighten out a little bit more. It's honestly all just feel from here. Ooh, her arm is hitting really hard. You notice in that, like on that backswing, it's like hitting really hard. And I don't like how like forward her whole wrist as a whole is. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and clean that up. Clean that crap out of here. Okay, they're pretty even on both sides. I don't like how kinked her like wrist is coming. The body is not going to make itself uncomfortable. That's an instance where it's making itself uncomfortable. Also, it's kind of bending a little too far back, even though it is overlap. Okay, pull it down. There we go. Okay, just watching it here for a minute. Okay, now on that backswing, you'll notice like that is really stiff as it's coming off of the hip pop, right? So we want to build that in there as well. This is kind of the fine noodling. Okay, maybe get rid of this so we can really see that happening. And then as it's coming back here, it hits a really bad wall right there. Like it's really stiff. So we just want to pull that just a little bit, just ever so slightly, just so we can see some kind of bend happening, right? Like, just so we can see some kind of straightening happen, okay? Like this, it's gonna bend like this as it's coming back. The arm is coming back. And we want to see that straightening happening just a little bit. The arm is never going to fully straighten. Okay. Now let's go in here and adjust this a little bit, because that also could be doing some things that where it hits a wall. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's go to this keyframe here, and let's just grab the whole thing here and just kind of do that. Drag behind. Peaks and valleys are coming behind. It's feeling good, but it feels just a little too much. So let's back off that just a little bit. Now the arm, the wrist feels like it's coming too quick, like it's going into this rotation too quickly. So let's go ahead and just grab these and pull down. I don't like how much it's going, how much it's bending, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and adjust these curves like this. I don't want it to taper off so quickly on the down, okay? So I'm going to go like this. Whoop. Come on now. Give me a break of that Kit Kat bar. Okay. Just okay, I like the feel of that. Maybe I can adjust a little more. I'm going to leave it, though, how it is right now. This arm feels good. Right? For its heaviness and everything. Like, it feels good. I'm going to leave that there. Okay. Now, we're going to come to the last part of the series, of this part of the series, the walk cycle, right? We're going to just go ahead, because she's feeling really good, right? She's feeling, like, really awesome. And the only thing that we really need to get in and get really nitpicky on is the, coming back here on this finessing the legs so they're not, so that they're doing what we want them to do, okay? Where you have that consistency right here, you're getting a pop, boom, right there. We don't want that pop, Okay, that knee is hyperextended. We don't want that hyperextension. We want to keep that just a little bit bent like this, okay? And then we want to maintain, remember, maintain that bentness, okay? That's bending a little too much. All right, so we're maintaining now. Oh, wrong direction. Maintain, maintain. Oh, it's maintaining. Okay, hyperextension. Maintain, maintain. Our spacing is a little bit quick right there. Okay, we're maintaining, and then it comes forward really quickly. We don't want it to come forward so quickly, so we're going to back this off just a little bit. Okay. Let's just get and delete this. Let's see what happens when we delete this. Really quick. Okay. So maybe our quickness is actually in our toe roll. Okay. Maybe it's in here. Let's see what our leg is doing as we're going forward. Let's see if it's got any sliding going. I don't think so. Oh, getting a little bit of too much of a straight leg here. Comes in like this. Boom. Right there. Okay, it maintains. Oh, just it's so subtle. It's so subtle. It's so subtle. It's crazy. Like what your eye catches. It's so subtle. Oh man, it's so close. Pull that back. Comes forward really quickly here. Just like this, okay? Comes forward super quickly. I'm going to go ahead and press S here. Lock that pose in there right there. And then pull this down. I don't want it to come forward so fast. Boom. Hits really hard right there, so I'm going to go ahead and ease off of that. The spacing would be okay. We just want it to taper into that spacing, right? Boom. It's like popping forward really quickly. Also, we're getting an instance where the foot hasn't left the ground yet, and so now we're going to get a foot slide. So we're going to pull that back. There we go. Just like this. And we probably have our toe rolling too fast. Again, we want to, it's about finessing it enough to where like everything is working together to get that other foot off the ground, okay? Okay, let's go here. Nope. Notice our foot is starting to leave the ground here. And that's because our toe. We don't want our toe coming off just yet. Okay? We want that to be in our roll. Okay, Annabelle. We don't quite want to do our toe roll yet. We want to do our foot roll. Ever so slightly. That's nice and gradual now. And we're maintaining. There we go. Okay. It's just, again, that's a polish thing, right? I'm okay with it right now and okay for the video of this series. That's a polish thing, okay? It hits here. And maybe we could adjust it just a smidge. But again, you make one tiny adjustment somewhere, especially with the legs, you're going to have to make it, it's going to happen everywhere else. So let's really get in here and see what we got going on. Oh, it's so close, but my eye is catching it just a little bit, just by a hair. You know, I liked where it was at before. And this is where that big polish comes in. Boop, boop. See it there? I want to make sure to put that back where it was because I think I messed it up just right there, just a little bit. It's such like a hair difference, right? Oh, okay, that is feeling really good. Let's go ahead and finish off this video. We're gonna go ahead and grab our toe, foot, and what was our other control? Let's see. It was our, oh, and our heel, okay? We're going to copy, paste, toe, foot, heel. Then we're going to paste. Okay, both of our legs are doing the same thing. Now we're going to copy this whole thing. Copy 64. Go down here and paste. Just like that. Now we got our other leg doing, both legs doing the same thing. I've got cycle offset turned on, so we're going to see that loop happening with both legs. That's okay. We want to go ahead and grab frame 16. I pulled the timeline down just a little bit. Frame 16, and we're going to go get rid of that. Make sure there is a frame on frame 48. Okay, going to get rid of this. Pull this all the way down. Go like this. Let's see how our walk cycle's looking. Ah, it's feeling super good, right? Except this other leg, right? This other leg. It's just a hair off on the passing. Okay, so looks like we just need to clean it up just a smidge, okay? It needs to maintain. It's not maintaining long enough. It has a point where it stretches out too much, like there. It hyperextends, okay? It's not maintaining. We just need to get a point where it maintains, okay? Pull that in. No, it's maintaining there. Maybe it needs to come forward. This. Oop. At this point, it doesn't even need to maintain anymore. It needs to come forward, okay? Right here is where it needs to start bending. It's coming. It needs to start coming forward. Okay. We've also got an instance where this back leg here, this leg on the back is it's starting to slide just a bit. Okay. So we have an instance where we just need to go in. We need to finesse that so it doesn't slide anymore. So we pull it forward here. Okay. Just like this. Copy and paste that. Pull it back, and again, this is getting into those really detailed things. This polish, and the polish, I'd say where the polish matters the most is on what the legs are doing. Okay. Okay. Let's lock this down. Let's pull that like that, like this. Okay, that's close enough. That's where I'll leave it. But anyways, guys, we have now walked through a full walk cycle, okay? And I hope this video helped you guys and break down. And again, as I animate in this game series, I will definitely go back to certain animations and really finesse and polish. But it really is from the polish right here. Yeah, I will add some hair bounce and stuff like that. But I'm following the same guidelines as I was throughout the entire walk cycle, right? I'm not necessarily doing much different, anything that's much different than I already have been, okay? I'm following pretty much the same guidelines the whole time. Like the down pose. The secret is in the down pose, okay? And like that's where all your weight is happening. Like I've already stated, like it's just all about the down pose and building everything off of that down pose. Boom. That's where all your weight is happening. Your foot hits and then boom, boom, right? So get used to working in that down pose and basing all of your weight off of just the down pose, and your animations will get so much better, go so much farther, not just on your walk cycles, okay? Now, not every animation has a down pose per se, but all animations are going to have that weight, that part of the animation where the weight is being defined, okay? You're defining that weight. In a walk cycle, that defining that weight comes with the in the down pose, okay? So that's the secret. That's the secret sauce of a walk cycle, okay, is the down pose. And I hope this entire walk cycle series, it was a 3-video series. I'm so happy that I could really get in there, really in detail with the walk cycle and give you guys a bunch of cool tips and tricks with the walk cycle. Please, if you haven't, like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you have already, found my stuff interesting enough and educational enough that you go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Please share this tutorial, okay, this series. I really want to push this series with this game character, or with this character. You don't have to apply it to this character, but just like really push this like game series that I'm going to be doing so that like you guys can really learn like what you would be expecting in a game studio. Okay, so it'll be really valuable to you guys. Anyway, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. The more support you give me, the more that I get motivated. It's exciting to see your guys' support. It's just exciting to see your guys' views and likes and shares and everything. It's like, yeah, this is really working. It's really getting me pumped about like sharing as much as my knowledge as I can with everybody. So please, like, share, subscribe, comment, do all the things, right? And get my stuff out there so I can like give you guys more. I want to, okay? But anyways, you rock. Happy animating.